Today I'm going to tell you guys how you can manipulate time. I know it sounds crazy, but you'll understand by the end of the video. Time is a dimension, just like space. And in physics, according to Einstein's theory of relativity, time is not fixed, it's relative, meaning it moves slower or faster depending on gravity and speed. Technically, astronauts in space would age slower than us on Earth. So how can you use that to your advantage? And how can you control how fast or slow time moves and make use of it? First of all, I want to talk about the concept of time being gone. If you don't remember something, then that time is gone. It doesn't exist in your mind anymore. If you scroll on TikTok for 5 hours, after those 5 hours, what do you really remember? Maybe 1 or 2 videos, maybe 1 or 2 ideas, and the rest of that time is just gone, forever gone. You don't remember it, you didn't grow from it. So what does that mean? It means that even though we all have 24 hours in a day, according to our clock and time system, in our perception, we don't all have 24 hours in a day. And what makes time real? Our perception. What makes reality real? Our perception. The concept of time is just a definition that we have given. Now this is all a little bit abstract. So I'll give you an example of my personal life and experience. Last year, the time from January to May, I don't even think I remember a week of it. But this year, in January, I was in Miami. I was in California. I was in New York. I was in Germany. I was in Europe. I traveled all around the world. I started a YouTube channel. I played soccer competitively. I did so many things that were new to me. I explored so many new concepts, and all those things stick with me. I remember them, and it's time that's not gone. Now, how did I make 4 months feel like a whole year? Your brain, when it learns something new, rewires itself. It creates new neurons. In that sense, if you use that time to experience something new, to learn something new, you build yourself. We all trade time for something, whether it's money, work, experiences, learning something. If you trade time for learning something new, that's how you build yourself. That's how you build your brain. And if you trade time for something meaningless, for something that you don't remember, it doesn't change anything, at least for the positive, then you're wasting time. That time is gone. It will never come back, and every single one is doing it. I am doing it. The richest person in the world is doing it. The most intelligent person in the world is doing it. And it's inevitable, but we can try to make the most out of our time. And once you start doing that, you will understand what I'm talking about. The real reality is your perception of reality. Every human has a different perception of reality, and therefore every human has a different reality. And the same goes with time. Let me give you guys another example. After high school, I worked for around 8 months as a barista to save up some money because I wanted to travel through Europe just with a backpack and a train. Now I ended up traveling through Europe just with a train for a whole month, and reflecting back on that time, that month of traveling through Europe just with a backpack through 8 different countries all by myself felt twice as long as the 8 months of being in a routine, just working as a barista every day. So what does that mean? If reality in reality is just the perception of our reality, and time in reality is just the perception of our time, that means my time passed slower traveling Europe for a month than working my job for 8 months. So I was able to manipulate time. Now, I didn't do it on purpose, so I didn't really manipulate it. But if you're able to do that on purpose, you're able to manipulate time. The same thing goes for now. 3 years ago, I decided to move to the United States, and those 3 years that I've spent here, I've been in probably around 30 different states. I traveled in my life now to around 28 different countries, and that time passed so much slower in my perception and my memory of that time than my life living at home for 10 years. Because if I think about it, the big memories that I have are from those times where I did something completely bold, where I traveled, where I learned something new, where I met new people. Okay, so now that we've all understood the basic concepts of time, of perception, of how perception of time controls your time, we can use that to our advantage and manipulate time in whichever way we want. And I have 2 big tips to give you here. The first one is make sure that you're able to control your own time. Every human trades their time for something, and most humans let other people control their time every single day, basically the whole day. Imagine this: if you work a 9 to 5, what you do is you trade your time for a salary. You give your time to the company that you work for, so that company controls what you do in that time. But if you're able to manage your own time how you want, you will be able to maximize your time because you can control what you do in that time. Let's say you work as a janitor 9 to 5 for 20 years in the same routine. What you do from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is you let the company that you work for control your time. What you do in that time, most of the time, is not memorable, doesn't really get you anywhere, and it's just an example. I don't want to talk bad about 9 to 5 jobs because A lot of people need that security, they need that routine. It's just to give you an example to understand it a little bit more. So that's my first tip. Take control of your own time. That is the most important thing that you can do. Being able to control as much time as you can. We will never be able to control 100% of our time. We need to trade our time for certain things. That's how the world works. Now the second tip that I have to you is to make a to-do list every single day. I've started doing this. Every single night, I tick off my to-do list from the day before and I write a to-do list for the next day. Honestly, most wasting of our time, apart from trading your time, doing things that you don't want to do, happens from distractions in your day. Maybe you have 4 hours, but you have no idea what you want to do, so you just hang around, be on your phone, scroll through TikTok, scroll through Instagram, look at other people's life, and basically give your time to advertisement companies. You trade in your time and attention for nothing. And I noticed that, at least for me, when I started doing a to-do list, a clear to-do list every single day of what I want to do, whenever I have some time, I'm able to look at it, just pick out the best activity to do at the moment, the most efficient one, the one that's going to bring me forward the most, and then just do it. Even though I might not want to do it, I have the clear plan on my to-do list, and I stick to that plan no matter how I feel, and that's a huge key in life. Have a plan and stick to it. I want to end the video with the following message. Essentially, life is a big game of trading time. That's all it is, really. All that every human does every day, every single second, is trading time. Trading time for something, and you should choose very carefully what you trade your time for. Imagine life like a video game, and every time you want to do something, the screen pops up with 2 buttons asking if you really want to trade your time for this activity now. Just think about it. You take your phone, a button comes up. Do you really want to trade 2 hours of your time to scroll on TikTok? Yes or no? I think we would choose very differently than when we make those decisions subconsciously. We all know the reality of trading our time. We all know it, but we don't realize it. We make these subconscious decisions that we have no idea what the consequences are of. The decision as to how we spend it is probably the most important decision we make in our lives every single day.